Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk about the tendency we have in the strength, in the muscle building world, to treat advice from certain strength coaches or bodybuilding coaches as if it was handed down from God. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. Come on over, submit your questions. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. All right, so I got this topic from reading an exchange online, and who said it doesn't really matter. But one strength coach, and is 1 out of a billion, or 1 out of 1,000, or whatever, was on social media talking about how no one that he knows of has ever improved their deadlift by working block pulls or rack pulls. And it got me to thinking that most of the people I coach personally have improved their deadlift using block pulls and rack pulls, which I recommend a lot. So this isn't a discussion about who is right or who is wrong, because the truth is that if you work hard and work any system, a lot of things will work and can work for you. But the reaction from this comment was as if it was handed down from God. It's like a commandment. Like Coach X was on Facebook saying that no one he's ever coached has used block pulls or rack pulls to improve their deadlift. Therefore, it is a new commandment, thou shalt never do this or that. This video is not about block pulls or rack pulls, or it's not about specific coaches. It's about the tendency we have to close our minds when we hear statements like this from specific coaches. And I want to tell you that's one of the worst things you can do. Sure, you want to analyze this information, but you also want to research it against what other coaches say and apply some common sense. Not only that, but you have to understand that a lot of times the commandments that these coaches, be it bodybuilding or powerlifting, are handing down have no impact on the training of 99% of us. 99% of us are not trying to be the biggest bodybuilders in the world. 99% of us aren't trying to be the strongest powerlifters in the world. We're just trying to get our bench up, to lose a little bit of weight, to pack on a little bit of muscle, to feel better in the morning, to have a better sex life, all that kind of stuff. And if you take a early intermediate lifter and have him do a lot of heavy rack pulls, you know what? He's going to get a lot stronger, and he will get stronger on the deadlift. So debates like this, really come down to debates for late, intermediate, and advanced lifters on what is more effective. And 99% of us, just aren't in that range. We are just in the gym to look better and to feel better and to get a little bit stronger and to, so on and so forth. So if you are in the 1% that really digests a lot of this information from these top coaches, and you have a tendency to, take this information as a commandment, as if it was handed down by God himself, understand that nothing will trump personal experience. I can see this coach on here saying that this has never worked for anybody he's coaching, but that a lot of it has to do with interpretation. You have to read between the lines and see what he is really saying, and this applies to any topic. And you have to apply personal experience. You have to try it yourself, and sometimes things are just going to work better. Now, if we stick with the block pulls and rack pulls example, it's better on the lower back for the average lifter, so it can be a wonderful exercise variation for a lot of people. And pulling from 3 to 5 inches, if it takes a little bit of pressure off your lower back, it's going to help you improve your deadlift. You also have guys like me who just use that as bread and butter. When I got my deadlift close to 800, I started to approach 800 when I was 346 pounds, and I never pulled from the floor. I just simply never pulled from the floor. So a lot of it comes down to what works for you and what you like to do. And you know what? This stuff isn't life or death. It's just not life or death. We tend to turn these statements into commandments from God, and then we suck the life out of everything we do in the gym. We might like rack pulls or block pulls, but so-and-so said he's never seen, anybody gain an advantage in their deadlift from doing it, so you stop doing something you love. And that is probably the worst thing you can do. Do what you love to do. If it's an exercise variation, then do it. If it's a deadlift variation, it feels better for you, do it. If you're not trying to be a world-class power lifter, then pulling from 3 to 5 inches is probably good for your lower back. And if you get crazy strong, or good for back development as well, if you get crazy strong from 3 to 5 inches off the floor, you're going to have a stronger deadlift. Let's just use some common sense here. And you're going to be a lot stronger functionally. You'll feel better. Your health will improve. Your health markers will improve. Your longevity will probably improve. Your bone density will improve. There's a lot of benefits from strength training no matter what variation you can do. So let's not forget that. So when it comes to advice from people, any strength coach, me or anybody else, do your research, because the basics work. The basics work. Get a lot stronger than you are now. Use a good exercise selection. What does that mean? A lot of compound movements, and back that up, with whatever the hell else you want to do. Be persistent and have a reasonable diet. Those pillars are in place. If those pillars are in place, you're going to make a lot of progress. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to get a lot stronger. You're going to get functionally a lot better for whatever sport you're doing. And that's really it. When it comes to debating these commandments from these guys, you have to hit the gym and try it yourself. Don't just take things they say as the word of God. That's ridiculous. And any coach that tells you there is only one way to squat, or there is only one way to do this, or there is only one way to do that, I want you to remember this point. If there is a coach that tells you there is only one way to do things, they are full of shit. And you need to take everything they say with a grain of salt. Either they're selling their dogma, and they don't want you to buy into somebody else's dogma, or they're so narrow-minded and imbecilic that you really have to watch everything they say, because they believe there's only one way. There is not only one way. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.